Title: Braised Pork, Part 1. The Legend of the Hungry Ghosts in My Village. There's an old story passed down in hushed whispers, never spoken aloud when the monsoon winds blow in. They call it the Curse of the Braised Pork, a name that makes even the grown men break into a cold sweat. The legend says that at the end of the 19th century, our village suffered a great famine. Crops failed and looting erupted across the region. A wealthy family in the village, the Liu family, hoarded rice and grain, forcing starving villagers to work for scraps of leftovers. Those who had nothing to barter were taken away. They never returned. It's said that on moonless nights, the kitchen of the Liu household would fill with the greasy, nauseating scent of braised pork. Dogs howled, cattle stopped eating, and newborns cried through the night without rest. Then one night, there was a scream from the Liu house, and silence. The next morning, the villagers came and found the whole family dead, frozen stiff at the dining table. Mid-meal. The table was full of meat, but no one dared to touch it. An old blind woman who lived nearby muttered, "The hungry ghosts have gutted them." Since then, no one dares cook braised pork during the last month of the lunar year. If any family accidentally does, someone in that house will fall gravely ill or disappear entirely. Hi, my story, Mochin Bon Nam. My name is Thee. I was born in An Son, a mountainous district in north-central Vietnam. In 1945, when I was 12, the Great Famine struck. People starved to death by the roadside. Corpses lay everywhere, unburied. Children wielded sticks day and night to chase away the crows. The village survived on wild roots, tree bark, even digging up dead rats from the fields to boil into porridge. Amid this desperation, a strange braised pork stall appeared in the middle of the district market. Just a small stand, one giant pot of braised pork steaming hot. The smell was bizarrely enticing, awakening primal hunger in every cell. But no one dared eat it. Even with stomachs growling, people hurried past. I was just a child. I didn't understand. That day I followed my mother to the market, tugging her hand, eyes fixed on the pot. "Mom, I'm hungry." She squeezed my hand tight, her voice trembling. "Don't look, don't smell, don't eat. Understand." I was scared, so I didn't ask again. But that smell, it haunted me like a spell cast over my soul. Part 3. The Forest Behind the School. One gloomy afternoon, I stayed late at school. My home was 5 kilometers away, and the path passed through a small forest. The cold bit into my skin as I hurried along until I heard a crunching sound, like shovels in dirt. By the roadside, a group of people was digging a pit. They wore ragged raincoats, their faces pale. Beside them stood a handcart covered with a straw mat. Curious, I crept closer and lifted a corner of the mat. I nearly fainted. Inside were emaciated corpses, skin clinging to bone, eyes open, mouths agape, as if still crying out. One body had both legs missing. A man in the group suddenly turned, his eyes glowing red as he stared at me. "Go home, kid. Go, or you won't make it in time." I ran. That night I dreamed of them. The corpses, one by one, stood around my bed. They didn't move. They just stared endlessly. Part 4. The Dream of Human Meat. I dreamt I returned to the meat stall, but this time I wasn't the starving child. I was the one holding the pot of braised pork. I scooped up chunk after chunk, devouring it, But with each bite, I heard someone groan. The meat turned into human hands, filthy nails, blood oozing from the joints. I woke up screaming, drenched in sweat. My mother held me, pressed a charm to my forehead, and sobbed, "They've caught your scent." From that night on, I dreamed every night. Incomplete dreams, but always the same bubbling pot and the hollow eyes of the dead. Part 5. The curse returns. People in the village began to disappear. An old woman vanished while foraging. A child was found lying still by the pond, stomach bloated. Each time someone went missing, the scent of braised pork drifted faintly through the air. The villagers whispered, "The hungry ghosts are back." My mother decided we had to leave. Before we left, she stopped by the temple and got a bagua mirror from a monk, instructing me to wear it always. She warned, "If you ever see yourself in the mirror, and it's not you, run. Run far and don't look back." We left at night. As we exited the village, I looked back. At the crossroads, a woman stood still, holding a pot of braised pork. Her eyes were milky white. The smell wafted again, but my stomach twisted like something clawing from within. Part 6. The truth years later. 30 years later, I returned to my old village. My mother had passed. The village had changed, but the old foundation of the meat stall was still there, overgrown with weeds. I asked the elders. Most avoided the topic. Only one old man spoke quietly. That woman, she wasn't alive. She died during the first famine. No one buried her. The villagers tore her apart to eat. I shivered. That night I dreamed of her again, still standing at the crossroads, pot in hand, eyes cloudy and dull. Part 7. A new generation. The curse never ends. My grandchild, little Anne, was sent to the village for Tet holiday. One day she called me, "Grandpa, someone gave me a strange braised pork dish. It tastes sweet, in a weird way." I panicked, told her to throw it out, but it was too late. That night, Anne burned with fever, screaming, "Someone's pulling out my guts! Someone's knocking at the door!" I rushed to the village to bring her back. On the way, she looked at me and whispered, "Grandpa, the meat lady from yesterday, she had no legs." Final part, braised pork. I'm old now. Every year's end, I still catch the faint scent of braised pork in the wind. I no longer eat meat in the 12th lunar month. No one in my house cooks it anymore. But last New Year's Eve, I heard a knock at the door. I opened it. No one there. Just a banana leaf package on the doorstep. And inside was a piece of braised pork, still warm. I brought out the mirror to check. In the reflection, I wasn't there.